Hello everyone, my name is Željko and welcome to CryptoGrid. So in the next few days we are expected to have a FOMC meeting where interest rates are expected to remain the same, which is highly bullish. Also we had FTX being approved to liquidate all its assets, which is heavily bearish. We also just experienced a dead cross, which is usually bearish in the financial markets. So let's analyze the Bitcoin price and see what we can expect in a short term and what we can expect just before the Bitcoin halving. So stay tuned. So if we take a look at the Bitcoin chart, we can see that we are pretty much trading in a zone from 25k to 28k, and that just a few days ago we experienced a dead cross. So for me to flip bullish, we would either need to take the 200 daily moving average and reclaim the 28k area, which pretty much correlate with each other closely. And to flip bearish, we would need to drop below the support of 25k and retest it from the bottom and not being able to reclaim it. So if we take a look at the previous dead crosses, the one that actually played really negatively was the one at like 16 January 2022. That's pretty much close to the start of the previous bear market, and after that we had this huge rally down. So if we take a look at the previous ones weren't that negative. We had some negatives, some that didn't affect us pretty much at all. If we look into this one, the worst already passed, or if you look into this one, so there wasn't a huge selling pressure after that. The dead crosses are more dangerous in the stock market, honestly, than in crypto markets. So I don't think that we have a lot to worry about here. Another thing that is interesting to me is to compare this Bitcoin halving with the previous one. So for example, if you look at the previous Bitcoin halving, this is the moment when we had a large dip. And this is the moment when we had the first market top. This is the moment when we had the second market top. And as we can see, currently we are still pretty far away. So this is the interesting point, the moment when we had market bottom. This was pretty much the double bottom at that moment. And if we look into what happened with the Litecoin recently, the Litecoin bottom happened even closer to the halving than it happened the previous time. So this might be moved for Bitcoin as well. So we can expect the potential new local low at March. And another thing that I expect is that we don't get this low as we got in the previous bull market, which was pretty much at 3.9k, while the previous one was at like 3.1 or something like that. So in this scenario, except if we get something really bad like Binance collapsing or something similar, I wouldn't expect us to go below 18k or something in that area. One chart that is interesting to me and that is released and that I found just recently is the CoinGlass Bitcoin liquidation map. And I really like to look at these liquidation maps because often the Bitcoin price actually leans more in a direction where more liquidity is. And pretty much we take that liquidity and then we reverse. And currently this is the moment when we need to see if we have enough strength to break to 28k area and close weekly above it pretty much. So it's pretty much this zone here. Another chart that I also always address is the Bitcoin dominance. And if you look into the stablecoin dominance, Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum and altcoins, now Ethereum is actually the biggest loser in this game. One thing that people often don't notice is people often look at the Bitcoin dominance that includes stablecoins, and this is why I'm mentioning sometimes this just gives you the wrong data. Because if you look at the current moment, we can see that the Bitcoin dominance that includes stablecoins is increasing, while the Bitcoin dominance excluding stablecoins is decreasing, which means that we have an inflow into something else. And people often just look into these charts, which often gives you wrong data. I don't think that there is a high odds for that, but if we would get another pullback in the market to like 25k, 23.5k. I think there is a possibility that we have altcoin rally despite all the negative news. Although I am still only in Bitcoin without any alts, because I think it's still not time to go into them. We need to see some momentum and some strength, and that's the moment when I will decide to enter. One chart that is slightly concerning for me is if you look at the Stablecoins Market Cap. It's constantly declining. Now it's in some stagnation phase, and some people speculate that we have people transitioning on Binance from BUSD to USDD. But honestly, if we compare it, the market cap of BUSD was much higher. Pretty much at the top it was around 23 billion, while USDD chart is maybe at around 1 billion currently, which is much lower. Another thing, if you look into the open interest in the last few hours, we can see that there is a huge increase in open interest with negative funding rate globally, which is a bullish sign. And it would be great if we would see Bitcoin funding rate going into negative territory as well. That would mean that there is a good chance of actually breaking 28k and staying above that. Until we see that, often it can happen that this is just a liquidation of short positions. As you can see here, already 13.4 million in liquidations, which is pretty big. So I hope that you like the analysis. I don't post often these type of videos, which is like almost raw. I hope to do more of these in the future and even some lives. So feel free to post any questions in the comment section below. Please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. Stay strong and healthy. Bye.